Hey, Marguerite here. Welcome to today's show. Many of you are probably pretty much the entire month. Anyway, so quick explanation of why way back to not episode, to the 6th of this month. My dad, in this, again, having some health-related stuff, he suddenly that day gotten a abscess on the right side of his face. This abscess was that if anything was to come up that I would take a break from YouTube, and now we're back here. So um, that's basically that. So with that being said, let me get on my spooky mask here. And without further ado, let's get spookified. Alright, so the first creation we have for today, oh god, my mask is fogging up, is right over here, I believe, if I remember correctly. Also, sorry if I'm kind of looking weirdly, it's just, the eye holes on this mask are not exactly good. Not to mention, as I said before, this mask gets very foggy because of my breath. But anyway, so where's the first creation? It should be just back here, right? Yeah, there should be a beacon indicating where it is. Let's see. There we go, first creation. Okay. So the first creation, this is a series of Halloween houses I decided to do for this month. Our first one here is obviously Freddy Krueger's house, as we can see by the sign. This is Freddy Krueger's house from Nightmare on Elm Street. So if you guys don't know Nightmare on Elm Street, basically it's a horror movie about a serial killer, Freddy Krueger, who can kill you through your dreams. And a little fun fact about this movie, at least for my family, this was the one horror movie that my mom is absolutely terrified of. Like, anytime I bring up Freddy Krueger, it just brings up bad memories for her, so. Anyhow, let's get a look at the building from the different angles, shall we? So starting off with the right side of the building. It does look quite nice. Nice details there for the roof. Moving on to the back, we have some nice details for the windows and some more roof detail. Swiveling swiftly on to the left side, same thing as the right. And then moving on to the front. And there's no interior for this. There is absolutely no interior. It's just the exterior for this. So there you go. That is Freddy Krueger's house from Nightmare on Elm Street. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys want more Freddy Krueger builds, I can definitely do that. Oh, and also, something I forgot to mention at the beginning is that this may be the final episode of Minecraft Creation Showcase series, because I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. As long as this, even though this series has been going on for quite some time, aka pretty much since the dawn of my channel, I've honestly been kind of getting burned out of doing these creations. So, to be completely honest with you guys, this episode is going to make or break this series, so you guys gotta let me know if this series lives or dies, because this may be the final episode of Creation Showcase. But anyways, that being said, let's move swiftly on to the next horror house, which I believe is just over here. Yep, so this is, if I can go close to the sign, I don't have my glasses on so I can't see. This is Leatherface's house from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So anyway, let's get this beacon out of the way, and let's get a good look at good old Leatherface's house here. So let's get a quick look at the front there. Also, welcome here to the video. Sorry if I can't read the comments. It's kind of hard to see because I don't have my glasses on under the mask here because it kind of interferes with the mask here. Anyway, so here we have that. So here we have the front of Leatherface's house. It does look quite nice. Let's get a good look at that. So you can see we have the front porch. We have some windows right there. We have the table with the little what is it? With the chairs there. And then we also have this little window right here. Which, yes, these windows are blacked out because, again, there are no details in there. Plus, I thought that blocking out the windows would look a little bit creepier. So, moving on to the right side of this, we can actually see some more detail there of the porch and another window with a nice little windowsill there. Moving swiftly on to the back, we have not very much detail back here, but we do have a window and a window up top here. As honestly, over here there was no real detail to begin with, so I kind of just left that out. And then moving swiftly on to the left side, again, very kind of barren, very plain. And we have the front of the house. So give me a second here while I actually put my glasses back on because I cannot see a dang thing. This was a really dumb idea. There we go. Now I can see. All right. Anyway, so that was Leatherface's house from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, so let's move on to this build actually before we get on to the next horror house because this is one that I was really looking forward to doing. This is Among Us. Yes, these are the little astronaut guys from the game Among Us. Obviously, with how popular this game is, and because of Halloween and all the creepy spookiness of this month, I thought that this would be a perfect build to showcase here. So we have all our little astronaut characters. We have red, yellow, green, and purple, because as far as I know, they have real no names. And they do look quite nice. I do like the details on them, so let's get a closer look at them. So starting off with red, we have some very nice detail going on for the front of him with his little like goggles, and then we have this little chest plate here. Moving on to the side, no real detail here because they don't have arms in their actual in-game models. Then on the back here, we have the little backpacks, which yes, all four of them do have backpacks, each one colored respective character. So yellow obviously has yellow, same character, just reskinned of each other. Now I wasn't going to do every single color in the game because looking at how many colors you can actually do in Among Us, I thought that would be a little bit too much for what this is. So I think for a simplistic kind of build, I think this definitely shows off everything you need to know about Among Us just from this. So anyways, that was the astronaut figure character things from Among Us. This time this is a mutant creeper statue. Again, this was another statue that I made because I was bored and, well, thinking about the spookiness of this month, I just kind of made this thing. So, and I kind of just freelanced this one. I just kind of just made it up randomly, if that wasn't obvious already by the fact that, again, I was bored in Minecraft and I thought, you know what, let's just make this thing. So this is the mutant creeper statue. It does look quite nice. I'm not going to spend too much time on the details of it, but I'm just going to do a little spin around of it. So you can see all the nice details going on this guy. And I really liked how this turned out. It's kind of like this creepy mutant creeper that, and I don't really have a real backstory for this thing of like why it exists. It's just kind of a thing I just thought up. Let's just make a creeper, but except it's kind of mutant and twisted and kind of creepy looking. So there you have them. And just in case you're wondering, no, there's no detail up at the top. It's just green. So, and this was entirely made of concrete, by the way. All that black concrete, gray, light gray, black, all of that was just concrete. So, very basic, kind of simple build. So, do quite enjoy that. So that is the mutant creeper statue. That was that. So, without further ado, let's get actually back to the whorehouses here. Since that's what I was going for originally, but then I just kind of got sidetracked here. So, next build we have here, this is, hang on, let me look at the name here. This is Jason Voorhees' house, yes, from Friday the 13th. There we go. So, let me just get all that out of here. So, as you guys can see, it does look quite nicely detailed. Actually, rather lit this one is, because I actually have torches inside to keep it lit. And again, that doesn't mean it has an interior, because it doesn't, but it is very nicely detailed nonetheless. So, without further ado, let's go in and let's check out the details of this thing. So starting with the front of the house, actually the front is right this way, I believe. Yep, front door is here. As you can see, it's actually quite nicely detailed. As you can see with the red concrete, the gray concrete, and the wood, kind of making for this very rustic kind of woodland aesthetic. And yes, that actually is all supposed to be one big gray door, but because of, the fact that to make it actually look more like a functional house, I decided I would put this little wooden door there. So that's why that's there. Moving on to the right side of the build, we can see some nice details going on over here. We have this nice kind of wooden area here. I have a nice little window there, some dead plants, and these are actually supposed to be little rivets in the metal, because the idea is supposed to be metal panels on the house. Obviously, I haven't seen Friday the 13th, so I can't tell you why those are there, but but then again, considering that obviously Jason Voorhees is a psycho killer, it's not really too much of a stretch to say that he put those on there. So anyway, moving on to the left side of the house, we can see more of this kind of metal riveted panels going on here. And then we have this big old mat of grass and moss kind of stuff, because this is supposed to be out in like a swampy kind of area. So obviously this is kind of like the again, the moss and the kind of dead leaves that are around there. Now, in the original idea I had for this build, I was going to put leaves on the ground here, so that way it kind of looks like there are leaves on the ground. I didn't like how that looked, and I decided I would completely scrap the idea. So now it's just kind of this plain, barren, well, it's not really barren, but it is kind of this plain, kind of creepy house here. So, and I also put the trees there as well on the kind of dead pathway to kind of make it look a bit more creepy. But anyways, so that was Jason Voorhees' house from the movie Friday the 13th. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it. So I believe this is the last build, if I remember correctly, for Halloween, since, again, I haven't, as I explained before, this may be the final episode of Minecraft Creator Showcase series, so you guys gotta let me know in the comments there. And let me know in the views that you guys want this to continue. Anyway, moving away from that, this is my Sonic.exe statue. Yes, and this is from the horror game, or horror creepypasta, Sonic.exe, which if you don't know about that story, which I don't know how you haven't, if you haven't heard the story, you must have been sleeping under a rock. Basically, it tells the story of a boy who receives a haunted copy of a Sonic game, and basically a bunch of creepy stuff happens, and, yeah, basically the little boy dies at the end of the story. Now, I will say this, that that when I was younger, this guy definitely gave me the creeps. But nowadays, he's just kind of a joke, really. He's not really all that creepy, not entirely all that scary anymore. But definitely, if you're not, definitely if you're, if you don't have a strong stomach, not alone have a, or if you're have a tendency to be faint of heart, yeah, this guy's definitely not a guy you want to run into in a dark alley. But anyway, moving away from that, let's get a close-up look at his face here, since I really like the way I detailed his face. As you can see, he has these black, kind of soulless eyes, as he does in the games. Well, in the fan games, with the red eyes and this kind of blood tears coming off of his face, because that's just how he was designed. He just kind of has blood running down his face. Which actually, on this particular version, I decided I would give him white teeth, since the yellow teeth kind of looked weird with the kind of skin textured block I put here. This is actually, I believe this is just white concrete, I think this is what this is. Oh no, this is white terracotta. Sorry. Hang on. Had an itch on my face there. Anyway, so, yeah, I decided I was going to detail the teeth white instead of yellow because of that. Again, because of the contrast with that. And anyways, let's just move on to looking around from the different angles here. As we can see on his hands, those are blood stains on his hands, because obviously he kills people. So, and in particular, he kills Eggman, Tails, and Knuckles in the horror story. So, there you have that. And then on the back here, we have his spines, his little quills running down his back, as he does, because after all, he is a hedgehog, so of course he has to be very spiky. Then we have his shoes here with the nice little gold buckles, the sort of red, outside of the foot there. And then we also have the gray bottoms of his feet. So, there you go. That is Sonic.exe. And also at the top, we do have his little ears there. Oddly cute for such a psychotic killer character. But there you go. So that is that. Now, again, I'm just going to quickly browse through, make sure I didn't miss anything in terms of the horror builds here. Again, just to remind you guys that this may be the last episode of Minecraft Creator Showcase series, because, as I said before, I'm actually getting rather burned out of doing these builds. I've been doing these builds since the dawn of my channel, and honestly, I'm getting rather bored of doing these builds, so you guys gotta let me know. Should I keep doing this? Should I stop? Let me know. So, what is thine costume? Well, my costume is a Halloween mask. I wore this last year in my in my last Halloween video that I did, Halloween special. And let me tell you, that I'm not too confident in that video now, because it was honestly kind of cringy. But nonetheless, it's there if you want to watch it. So, it is there. And yeah, this is my mask I wore that year. Um, and it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice mask. The only problem I have with it is it kind of fogs up my face, so it kind of gets at some points hard to see. But thankfully, it's not too terribly awful. So, and also, yes, I'm wearing my Metroid shirt as well. So, hey, what's going on, Chocolate Buttons? Welcome to the stream. Since I believe you are new, and I forgot, silly me, to pull up my video here, I'll have to quickly send you the rules of the channel. But yeah, thank you for checking out my Halloween special of Creation Showcase series, and I hope that I hope you're having a good day so far. I hope you're having a great Halloween. Hopefully, you're getting some good candy, all that good stuff. So let's get the where's the thing? There we go. So there we go. So anyways, with that being said, yeah, that's kind of the last bit of this kind of short video. I want to keep this one a little shorter in terms of a video because, as I said, kind of getting burned out of doing builds here. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to end the video right here, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. In just a little while here, I will be recording my newest horror playthrough that I'm going to be doing. And yeah, because I'm just gonna wait a little bit here until it gets a little darker out, so that way it's actually a little bit more creepy. So anyway, I will see you guys in just a little bit here. Later, Read Squad, and have a good one, and have a happy